Faithful Responders consists of 2 deputies and 2 firefighters with nearly 40 combined years of service as first responders. Scotty, Jonathan, Clint, and Jacob invite you to listen as they discuss various issues that first responders deal with in their daily lives as well as on the job. The crazy schedules, training, mandatory OT, and the extra gigs provide little time for family, let alone going to or committing to a church. Their prayer is that this will be something used to help keep you encouraged and equipped in your faith. So sit on back, but don't fall asleep. Yes, that means you, firefighters. And as always, stay safe.
Hey guys, got another episode coming to you today. We are out doing Shop with a Hero. Got a lot of great guys and girls out here shopping with some kids, trying to make Christmas a little bit better for them. So we're excited that you guys are listening in. This is kind of new. Hopefully you can hear us okay. And you got to forgive me on my intro. You know, Scotty normally does our intros because he's so loud and everybody can hear him so well. But he's actually on shift today, so he'll hopefully get a good laugh out of this once he finds out I'm talking trash about him. But anyways, we got my buddy Clayton here, and we got Michael with us as well. They're 2 of the guys that were shopping with some of the kids today, so we're just going to kind of get some input from them. We were actually, all 3 of us were just talking a minute ago and starting the podcast and kind of talking, you know, we've talked about some of this in some of the previous episodes, you know, kind of going into like PRs, which are public relations, going to schools and stuff like that. You know, it's easy to get grumpy about stuff like that, and you know, sometimes that attitude will kind of shift over into the way we're talking to folks and stuff like that. And being a part of this podcast has kind of helped me almost ground myself a little bit, kind of think about how I'm going into these PRs and stuff. And because these kids, man, they look up to us, and we could absolutely make their day or ruin their day depending on our attitudes. And we had a pretty good conversation about that a while ago. So something like this is awesome because we get a chance to see these kids and to shop with them. So if one of you guys want to kind of give some input on getting to shop with some kids today, man, we'd appreciate it. And we appreciate you guys being a part of this.
You know, if you work so many years in the emergency services, you spend a lot of time at the holidays, you know, on shift. And a couple years back, you know, I signed up to Shop with a Hero and came out and, you know, just got some kids that would love to shop for everybody else in their family, and things like you know, socks and underwear and shampoos, and then you go into even hand warmers because you know that they don't have a furnace or you know working heater at home or a furnace, you know, and that's out, and they just want to stay warm basically, and it just puts your feet back on the ground. Being able to shop with the kids and be able to see their faces light up for their families and such like that, you know. But it's all like a turning wheel that makes us go round, and a lot of good people out here, like churches and you know public service, and it's just great to be a part of. So if you're on the border of thinking about coming out, you should just sign up, and we'll get that link out to you.
That's right. Come out and share some love, man. You'll be glad you did it.
Yeah, last year was my first year doing it, and I kick myself for not taking off shift the years before because it seems like it always lines up to where I'm on shift or family stuff or something like that. But I can say now in the future, I will take off work for this event. Like, seeing how selfless some of these little kids are and buying for their family, it really works on your heart, you know. It's like, because kids, they don't have fake emotions. Like, adults will kind of pick and choose, and we can show some fake emotions to people, and you can sway what somebody might think about you. But kids are the purest form of emotion as you can have. They don't lie, they don't make stuff up, and just seeing that selfless love that they have for their family, good or bad, you know. So some of these kids are coming from rough families. but they love their brothers, they love their sisters, their mom, their dad, their grandparents, and seeing them budget that $100 and splitting it 2 ways, 4 ways, 6 ways, depending on how they want to do it. It's wonderful. I mean, it really will open up your heart. I think it kind of softens you up as a man. it'll break you down. It's a little mushy and I've changed a lot in the last 2 years, having a new little one at home, and that softened me up some too. So, but yeah,
them little girls are ruining, man.
Man, I'm a big baby now. That's but and another thing I was kind of thinking about today is how I present myself and talk to these kids, and I might be the only positive adult influence they have for a little while outside of their teachers, or we don't know their backgrounds or what they're coming from and how much this means to them, and see somebody pour a little bit of love into them. They may not have that, and just being able to have that opportunity to give into these kids, and kind of to tie that back into Clint's statement about our PR events, and that's something I've kind of dealt with the last few years, is I'm an adult figure in some of these kids' lives that we go deal with on our Touch of Trucks or our fire safety events and things like that. And I was in the same boat. I've dreaded some of those events. It's like, man, we would have had an easy day if we didn't have to go out there for 4 hours. But that might be the only positive influence they have from an adult for months, and they're going to remember that stuff. So I like making it memorable for them. Do something special for them they've never got to do before. Spray some water out of the fire truck, climb all in the truck, put our gear on, even though we're probably not supposed to do that. Let them do some things that they'll remember forever, because it can change them, and it can help them, and maybe give them something to look forward to the next year.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys being out here, being a part of this, and shopping with these kids, man. I appreciate you getting on here and talking with us, man. I didn't mean to put you on the spot today.
Yeah, just grabbed me as I was about to jump in my truck.
Yeah. But, hey, man, we appreciate you guys. I know you guys are awesome, and we appreciate you. We're hopefully going to have both of y'all on for an episode, get y'all's testimony later on. So, and we appreciate you guys willing to do that, man. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate you, and we love you.
Thank you, Clint.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
So we're still out here with Shop with the Hero. They're starting to break down a little bit, but that's okay. We're here with Deputy Kelly.
Hello. It's weird.
Kelly, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Deputy Kiera Kelly. I work for the Walton County Sheriff's Office. I'm approximately 25 years of age.
Approximately.
Approximately.
I like it.
I don't want anyone to know. Getting older.
You don't look a day over 24.
Oh, thank you. Had to get some good quality rest last night. I was tired.
How long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
5 months, but I did some on and off work with Mike Rising at the Cold Case Division.
Yeah.
So work with murders, missing person, drug cartel stuff that I did not know about that happened in our county, but it was cool. And I got my bachelor's degree in criminal justice at Georgia State. Then somehow I got wrapped up in this world of law enforcement. So welcome.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you. And we're glad to have you not only with our department, but with here today.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Because you're off duty, right? Did I hear that right? So you're giving your time.
Yeah.
I woke up at 6 a.m. I was like, here we go again.
We appreciate you wanting to come out. This is
problem.
awesome.
I loved it.
Yeah, we appreciate the support, for the church and for the kids.
Yeah.
Have you done this before?
No, it's my first time.
Nice.
I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if kids going to be running around all kind of crazy. But pretty well-behaved kids. And they knew what they wanted. And they made sure to get everything for their families and stuff. So it was pretty cool. Really great experience. I'm probably going to go to the one on the 19th in Monroe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Something that we just talked about was just kind of watching how selfless some of these kids are.
Oh, yeah.
With picking. Did you notice that too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, I got to get mom something. And my brother, I was like, do you want anything? She's like, well, yeah, but I want to make sure I get my family something first. I was like, that's awesome.
We had to talk the kid that I was with into getting something for himself.
Really?
Which I thought was pretty cool. And, we just talked about that a minute ago. But it's just incredible to see that pure love, you know, and I
That's
feel like
right.
we should all have that
Yeah,
even
that
as we
was-
get older.
I thought it was
and-
really cool that they got like their necessities. Like
Yeah.
they didn't really care much about toys. They're like, I need like socks, I need clothes. I was like, yeah. I was like, he's like, I want this skirt. I was like, but we gotta get something warm. But I thought that was really
Oh yeah,
neat.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
kind
went
of
with-
humbling too,
Yeah.
you know.
oh,
One of the
yeah.
ones I went with was a 7-year-old girl, and that's what Mom had kind of expressed.
Yeah.
She was with us, but clothes, the necessity, and that's kind of what they focused on, not just for her, but like for her siblings, and
Yeah.
and so she was focused on her family members, which was really,
Mm-hmm.
really, I don't know, it was just really cool to see, like not like you guys said, like not shopping for themselves.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
that was
think
really
just
cool.
nowadays a lot of people just kind of get self-absorbed of like, it's okay to have like wants and like desires, but also looking out for other people around you.
That's
And I
right.
feel like that could be a huge factor that most people don't consider
Yeah.
nowadays.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, if y'all are listening and you consider if you're on the fence about donating to this cause or anything like that, just know that these kids they're not always in it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an awesome thing
they're
to
in it
see.
to help
Oh,
to help
yeah.
their family out too. So it's definitely a great cause to donate to.
And we all know that, Christmas doesn't matter what you buy or what you get somebody, but it is nice, especially seeing these kids, they're wanting to give something to somebody else. And it's nice being able to give, and kind of share some love. And that's kind of what we should be doing all the time,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just sharing some love. And
Yeah, not just the holiday season. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Year round.
absolutely. And then even if you're on the fence, you may not be able to donate anything, but if you're a first responder and you're on the fence about doing something like this, just do it. You'll
Yeah.
be glad you did.
That's right.
It's just a couple hours every time.
Yeah.
It's worth it to me.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, how many shoppers did you get to go with?
I got three.
Three?
All little girls, no boys.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
The first one, she was like kind of like shy and a little hesitant. And then the second
Sorry.
one, yeah, it's fine. The second one, she was sassy. She's like, I need this, this, and this. And she was like on a mission. I was trying to keep up with her. I'm trying to like not mow anybody down with a buggy and
Yeah.
just running around.
It's cool seeing the different personalities too.
Oh
you know?
yeah. At first, she was like really timid and shy and like
Yeah.
really want to introduce herself. But when she was in Walmart, she's like, I want it.
How many did you end up shopping with?
I ended up just doing 2.
I had one.
Just one?
That kid, he wanted it to be perfect for everybody.
Yeah.
And we were in there forever.
Taking his time.
Yeah, and when we had to keep, he
Yeah.
kept saying, I'm sorry, I don't want to take too long. We're like, buddy, we got all day.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's no
Yeah.
trouble at all.
Cool. Makes your heart, like the Grinch today, my heart's growing 3 sides.
Oh man, yeah. Especially Christmas time's getting closer. So
For sure.
How many more weeks is it, like 2.5?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Where's
bad
the
at
time
math.
go? I'm trying to
This
figure
whole
out.
year just like flew by for me.
Goodness.
I barely know what day it is half the time. I'm just like, I'm here.
Right. So, well, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for being a part of this with us as well. We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for talking to
It's
us.
gonna be a yearly thing for me, for sure.
That's
I
what the
love
other
it.
guys were saying too.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a great thing.
For sure. Well, do you have anything else to add? Any words of encouragement or
Words of encouragement.
words of wisdom?
Any new officers that are starting out in their careers or
Oh my gosh.
anything?
Prepare. Like there's a lot of things about this job. Bergen.
Yep.
I FTO'd with him, and I was like the biggest thing, like the biggest discussion we had was like, if you don't believe in something, you better believe in something. Definitely in this line of work.
That's right.
For me, I've seen those kind of gruesome gunshot wounds, and I feel like I always tell people the biggest love I have for my job is I try to give someone like some positivity or some light. Some people are into like traffics and buying drugs. I just like meeting people, and when I meet them, it's like the worst day for them. It's the worst day of their life. I'm like, what can I do to help you? I sit people down on the couch. It's like, how can I help you? Is there any resources I can find you? Some people are very spiritual, so we sometimes talk about that.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes don't always be very like the law is law. You have to have some type of empathy and definitely know how to communicate with individuals. That's like the hugest thing I've learned so far. But also find a love in the job because it's tiresome. It's draining. I work a lot of hours, but I know it's very fruitful for
Yeah.
me. I feel like that's awesome. So
That's great. Yeah.
Well, just try it, and this is firefighter coming to you, so it might be a little bit different, but just try to hold on to that love that you have for people, trying to
yeah.
help them and want to share that love. because the longer you're a part of public safety, it's easier. Like Mouton's mentioned before, like he likes to mention the hardening of the heart. That's one of the things that we see a lot. Is the further you go in your career, sometimes you get a little bit numb to different things, people's needs and stuff like that, and I'm very guilty of that myself.
Yeah.
But just hold on to that love and remember what you love about it now.
Oh, yeah.
And help the newer people or even the older people, help them to remember that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always walk into work with a smile on my face. They're like, Kelly, you're always smiling. I was like, I'm alive. I get to change lives as much as I possibly can. I get to talk to the citizens that I work for. I was like, what else? There's nothing to not smile about.
That's right.
I was like, I find a joy in it.
Yeah. Right.
I have to find a joy in it every day because I can't walk around miserable. That's just not my thing. It's a buzzkill.
Yeah. The joy of the Lord is our strength. I mean, it's infectious too, so keep it up.
God is good, y'all.
Yeah. That's right.
Definitely like Bramlett. I'll see him like, good morning, Bramlett. And he, he's kind of like smug, whatever.
Yeah.
But I get a crack a smile from it every time. So
Yeah.
I'm doing my job.
There you go.
Yeah. That's right.
That's one of your checklists of your day.
Oh
Give me a
yeah,
smile.
make Bramlett smile. That's my number one goal all the time. Every morning, I walk in 6 a.m. sharp, swing the door open to the office. Like, how are you doing, Bramlett? He's like,
You need to let him know. Be like, hey, I talked about you on a podcast.
I will.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
don't tell him which episode.
That way he has to listen to the whole thing. That's right.
Oh yeah, gotta get you some views for sure.
Oh man.
Thank you again. We really do appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for taking time to do this.
Of course.
All right, guys, we're back. I've got Trooper Mapes with GSP. He's gonna give a little shout out for his Toys for Tots organization.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, whenever this podcast is going to air. I just want to give a shout out to the Toys for Tots program. We here at State Patrol do a program for Post 46 Monroe. We're able to collect toys and cash donations for children that are hopefully getting back to Walton, Newton, and Rockdale counties, which is the 3 counties that we cover. Just the program itself in general is just a good program. I'll be up here at the Monroe Walmart for the next 4 weekends. I'll be up at the Monroe Walmart for the next 3 or 4 weekends collecting toys and cash donations. We've got donation boxes all over the state, especially all over Walton County right now. So if you guys need anything, feel free to hit me up. You can go to any State Patrol post and drop off any toys, anything like that.
Well, thank you.
He just gave me a coloring book, and I couldn't be more proud. I do owe him an apology because I forgot that you could hear me. I didn't have my headset on, and I was talking about someone else. He didn't look nervous at all. Just want to clear that up.
He was talking about me.
I was talking about you.
You think I'm nervous?
You looked nervous at the time.
We gotta
Maybe
clarify
not
who
as
you,
much now.
we gotta clarify who you is.
Me?
Who me is?
No, you.
Who is me? My name is Dylan Wages. I have been a part of Shop with a Hero. Gosh, this is probably my 7th or 8th year, maybe since 2015 or so. Started coming as a high school student when I attended at Church of the Grove, and then a few years later started working at Church of the Grove, and got to help put it on, and now here I am, no longer working at Church of the Grove, but still back serving here at Shop with a Hero. I tell people all the time it's my favorite thing we do all year. It's just such a cool opportunity to see. My wife is a teacher, and so here in the county, and so she has the privilege too of helping identify some of the kids that get to come from her school to be a part of this, and so it's real special when we both get to kind of be involved in it and see it.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Let me ask you this. I know he and I have had this conversation before. Does it make you feel a little bit old knowing that he's married?
Very old. Very old. Y'all, Dylan was going through the youth group when my wife and I first started attending Church of the Grove. And Clint and his wife, they were a part of that whole group too.
Both these guys.
Yeah. So it was
Jake and Clint were my small group leaders when I was like 16, maybe through my senior year at some point. Yeah. And now here I am, 23. Been married for a year and a half.
23 and married. Goodness gracious.
No babies.
Take your time, brother.
Yeah, take your time.
They're the best thing ever, but take your time.
That's right. Seriously. Take
Yeah.
Enjoy being married for a little while. But hey, so I want to ask you, I know you've been a part of this for several years. What different roles have you served with the Shop of the Hero? We've talked about our perspective of shopping.
Yeah.
Have you done any of the wrapping or anything?
I have never done the wrapping. I've walked through and kind of watched them wrap, but I've never done that. I've always pretty much done the personal shopping, and we'll do the setup and stuff too.
Right.
Early morning setup, but I'm a very outgoing personality, and so I like to be shopping with the kids and hanging out. And I guess a cool perspective for me too is I have a lot of relationships with a lot of the heroes that come out from Walton County, because we've talked about this because my dad worked with the county for a long time, and so there's a lot of the sheriff's office guys that are coming out that I haven't seen in a long time. That every year I get to see them here, and it's real special. And I can't remember, but my dad might have even come as a hero once back, when we very first started. So that's a cool, I guess, perspective. But I like shopping with the kids.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Very rewarding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. I think it's so special. Like, the thing that gets me the most is seeing the kids that are so selfless and that don't just shop for themselves, but they come in and are buying things for their family. It shows something about how they were raised, but also just like the need that exists.
Yeah.
Because, man, you don't know. A lot of us have the privilege of not knowing what it's like to need help.
Right.
And when you have like a kid, like that wants to buy a set of pots and pans for his mom because they don't have them.
Yeah, we were actually just talking about that with
If anybody's listening, we did not script this. Everyone that we're talking to has not spoken with each other about getting on here.
That's right.
It's just happened to be the common thing is that these kids, man, they're showing us an example of a selfless love. That's
right.
pretty inspirational.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not picking on the ones that only shop for themselves. Good for you.
Yeah.
It's
the
what
first
it's here for.
The first boy I shot with today, 4 years old, but he's the only child.
Yeah.
And
go for it. Live
Dad,
it up.
Dad told us ahead of time, like, we're good on like necessities, so
let him
go wild. So he went in there and bought like a ton of remote control trucks and all kinds of toys for him to play with at the house. So it was really, that's really cool to know that he's got a chance to have fun.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. And and the most important thing being the interaction with you guys, with the heroes. I know you work in the schools, and so you know the importance of how pivotal a single relationship could be in changing the trajectory of one kid's life.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so, like, Katie my wife, she works with kids every day that, at her school that could potentially, are just at risk, and that are, that one relationship could change that though.
Yeah.
And, when you look at their lives, you see the path they're on, and you feel like there's nothing. In an event like this, man, it's just so cool to have an opportunity for those kids to potentially change their lives. Like, we're not just buying Christmas gifts. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. And like, I think Russ, or maybe it was Jonah that mentioned it on Sunday, this past Sunday, like just talking about Shop with the Hero, but that it's not, like you said, it's not just about providing Christmas or Christmas gifts. But it's more of an opportunity to show, the love of Christ.
Absolutely,
and,
yeah.
And to present, maybe, possibly present these people with the gospel.
Yes.
And like you said,
Yeah.
that in and of itself is life changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
in light of eternity.
Yeah, I didn't even hit on that.
Yeah.
It's such a practical way that we can just get in front of people, and we're not out here, saying, hey, you got to come to our church to do this, or you got to, come. Like, there's no strings attached, but it's, but we see that as that opportunity that we get to meet people where they're at and find what their needs are, and for a lot of people, the gospel is that need.
Yeah.
And the simple act of buying gifts can open someone's heart to that.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yep. So, talked about the two greatest commandments. I know we mentioned it a good bit, and we had a podcast dedicated to that topic. I think this is an awesome example of that.
Yeah.
You know, showing that love to those around us, and just what a great opportunity to do that today. And then we witness the kids doing it too. You know, it's just it's a good opportunity for us too to kind of grind us a little bit, humble us a little bit. So.
I guess I'll share another. I'm kind of just spitballing here, but another unique perspective that makes this so meaningful to me, and kind of helps show why, like, I'm still here, you know, giving back, even when it's not my job to do anymore. You know, growing up, I always had everything we needed. You know, we were never, you know, in necessarily, you know, in poverty, but my parents struggled, and we struggled financially for a long time in my childhood, and I was one of these kids at one point in my life. Like, we didn't have Shop with a Hero, but I was, you know, the kid who was benefiting from churches coming to drop off Christmas presents at our house. And when you're 10 years old, you don't really realize what's happening. You don't know, but then you grow up and you realize back then, you're like, huh. So that's what was going on. And I wasn't even a Christian. I didn't even know Christ back then. And so then I come to know Christ at 16, and, you know, around the same time get involved with this. And it's like, man, I get to do the same thing that someone else did for me, you know,
That's
and
awesome.
that makes it even more meaningful. And so
That's a great perspective, man. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us for a few minutes, man.
Thanks for having
we appreciate
me
your
on.
time.
Yeah, of course. It's a pleasure. Thank y'all for coming out and
Yeah, buddy.
serving.
All right, we're back, y'all. We got Pastor Dr. Russ Butcher,
You can call me Russ. It's okay.
Church at the Grove, man. Thanks for joining us.
Man, great to be here.
Yeah.
I'm all about first responders, man. All about you guys.
Well, we're appreciative of the church, you know, putting on this event. We've talked about with several first responders already today, just about what a blessing it is for us to be able to shop with these kids, and, you know, get the experience of, you know, seeing their faces light up and them shop either for themselves or for their family members. So it's, you know, it's a great joy. But
Man,
how long has Church at the Grove been doing this?
2007 was the first year.
Okay.
So would that be
16 years?
16 years, I believe.
Awesome.
So I think this is year number 16. So it was the year that we started the church in 06 and did the first Shop with a Hero that next
The following
2007. And of course, I think it was maybe 20. We probably had, you know, finances were a big deal in a brand new church, and we might have had about 20 kids. We sat up in one tent, and it was it's just been a blessing to see how much it's grown, how the partnership that we have with the different departments, and it's primarily Walton County and Loganville, you know, and some smaller municipalities, but and then you got guys that drive in from other, you know, areas that we've just developed relationships with. But yes, it warms my heart, you know. I'm actually a certified, you know, chaplain for law enforcement.
That's right.
And so I'm not as active as I was earlier in the life of the church. So the guys that are shopping with these children, as you know, are dealing with a lot of different things in your jobs and your professions that are just not really pleasant sometimes, and actually on the worst side, it's traumatic. It's trauma, man. It's just constant trauma, and dealing with people just making terrible decisions. So I love it. The kids get to see you guys in a different light than sometimes they see. You know, they're used to seeing police cars pull up and put somebody in their family in the back of a car or something like that. They're getting to see a hero in a different light, and the heroes, I hope, are their hearts are warmed and their hearts are softened.
I think we get just as much out of it as the kids do.
Yeah.
You know, talking with everybody that we've spoken with so far, they've all kind of said the same thing about watching these kids and their selfless love. And it's pretty incredible. It's pretty humbling, and it's very heartwarming and it's
Yeah.
very rewarding to be here to be a part of it. So I think
Yeah.
I can't speak for everybody, but I can definitely speak for myself, and
Well,
I definitely benefit from this as well.
I appreciate you guys
So
being a part.
Y'all had 20 kids the first year. How many?
That's ballpark.
How many kids roughly did we have today?
I mean, I know we had 120, I think 5 or 6 registered.
Okay.
There might have been a couple that, a few that didn't show, but there might have been a few more that walked up last minute or something that we. So probably I would say 125. There might give or take or 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And we've kind of learned that's about max for the way we do it right now.
Yeah.
To do more, we'd have to add another day or do something different, which would be really hard.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of investment
For sure.
time and energy.
Yeah. But that's a testament to who God is and how He works.
Absolutely.
How much it's grown, over the
Oh,
years.
yeah.
I mean, that's still incredible.
Well, and
that the church is able to.
Yeah, and you see the
to serve
army of
that many kids.
volunteers.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest recruiting thing to recruit. It's the easiest recruiting that we do in any event throughout the year. People love
As
to
you
be a
hear
part
the
of this.
hard at work
Yeah.
behind us.
You can hear the hard work going on.
They're mad. They might be mad at me, but and they're throwing the stuff down hard. The pastor, there he is again, getting out of work. But it's to see the army of people that come. They wrap gifts. They shop with kids. They load in and set up tents, and then they break them down. It's just an amazing group of people that they love it. It's the easiest thing probably that we recruit for in the year.
Mm-hmm.
So if people would connect and serve throughout the rest of the year in the same way as they do for Shop with a Hero, we'd be we'd probably have Jesus coming back now.
That's
But,
right. Yeah. Well, Clint and I we were just actually discussing that a couple of guests ago. He mentioned, it's kind of this is a humbling experience and a heartwarming experience, but I think the challenge is to live like that.
Yeah.
For us we're called to live like that.
Sure.
As Christians, to live generously.
Absolutely.
365 days a year,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
not just one season or one,
Yeah.
holiday.
Yeah.
So,
Well, absolutely, and one of my goals coming into to a day like today is number one, I was praying that for no rain, and either God was really listening to me or somebody else maybe, but it did not rain. But also we're just praying, Lord, help me be sensitive, because there's so many people here, and I love encouraging the first responders. Man, I love just saying thank you, volunteers, thank you. But I'm always looking for somebody that might need an extra bit of encouragement, and so I had a great opportunity to visit with a family that their son had been picked to be a part of this. He had severe autism. He's nonverbal, and he really couldn't go in shopping. It's really so we allowed his mom to go shop for him. But I went out to their van and talked to him a little bit. He wouldn't talk back to me because he's nonverbal. But that was a heartwarming and a heartbreaking kind of experience.
Sure.
Thinking about the families,
absolutely.
that have a lot of needs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for taking a few minutes to talk with us.
Oh man,
we definitely appreciate it.
Is there anything else you want to say about the event or about today? Or
well, I'll tell you a couple things just that are important to me is being able to connect first responders to the public in a positive environment is a huge priority, and then loving on first responders. When I say love on them, it means it's being able to look in the eyes of you guys and say, you know what, thank you. If you ever need anything, and I did. I had 2 or 3 conversations today that were significant. One was a police officer from a local department, and man, we started talking about a lot of spiritual things. It was so good, and he's looking for a church to go to, and he said, man, I just want to learn the Bible. I just want to learn the Bible, and so anyway, so just trying. This is a great event to connect people in your world with regular citizens in a positive way. And so, and if you're listening, man, first responders, I mean, they are, they're my heroes. They really are heroes, and especially the guys that go to our church and that I know personally. And so I love being able to, and even giving you guys a gift card, it means a lot to me to be able to give something, because a lot of you guys are, a lot of you guys probably turn down part-time work, to be here on a Saturday. So, but thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
We appreciate you, and we appreciate all your support with everything we've ever wanted to do for first responders.
Well, I
was just about to say, if it wasn't for Church of the Grove, I don't think our podcast will be possible. They've supported us 100%, and it's just been incredible.
Yeah.
To see them, support this ministry and support, what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So we thank you.
Yeah, and listen, I think if you will be consistent and continue to do this over time, it will be a tremendous encouragement and ministry to guys. There's guys out there that don't know about this, that when they learn about it and listen to y'all's conversations and your testimonies and your encouragement, I think it could be life-changing, and that's why I keep telling y'all, you got to be consistent over a long period of time.
Yes, sir.
To do something like this to be successful. And Cody would back up my words, man. Podcasts that aren't. I mean, I listen to podcasts, man, that I think, man, when they first started, it might not have. They probably could have quit. But they hung in there, and they got better.
Mm-hmm.
It got better and better. And so, and then if they start having guests, you start having. You have guests on, and sometimes you bring in a sheriff or a believer who's a sheriff or some kind of law enforcement. You get interviews. You have people in that you interview and ask them, what's it like being the leader of a department and as a believer, and so always praying for our local law enforcement, especially those that are believers. So
yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, guys, we're gonna wrap this thing up. We appreciate you guys listening, and we hope that everybody has a great Christmas and a happy New Year, and but we hope you enjoy some family time. If you're working on the holidays, it sucks, man. I hate it for you, but just know that we're praying for you, praying for your safety and for your families, and that you make it home safe. But yeah, so today, if you missed out or missed the chance to come out today to be a part of this event here in Loganville, there's 3 other opportunities coming up here in December. December 12th, December 14th, and December 19th will be 3 other opportunities that you have to go participate and shop with a hero at the Walmart in Monroe, Georgia. So if you're local to the area, please come out and participate, and experience the joy and the heartwarming. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say.
Enjoy the blessing.
You'll get something out of it.
Exactly.
Too.
Enjoy the blessing that it is to shop with these kids, and just to love on them. And December 12th, 14th, and 19th. I believe it's going to be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. each night.
And I'm not sure what kind of reach we have yet, but which I hope that we will have some people listening from other states, maybe further away. I highly recommend, because I'm sure there's other places doing stuff like this. If you have the opportunity to do it, don't hesitate.
Do not hesitate.
It's worthwhile, well worth your time. And you could, like Dylan was saying, you could potentially change a kid's life for the better. Even if that brief encounter that you have with them could make a huge difference in their life. And so, and then not to mention, I think you're going to benefit from it as well. So
Absolutely.
I definitely encourage you to at least give it some thought.
That's right. That's right. All right, y'all. Well, have a blessed and safe day, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.